Let me guess, you try and stack a few dollars. You ain't trying to blow it all, you need financial knowledge. Need some tips on your taxes, so the IRS ain't bending you backwards. Well, you're in luck, you tuned into the master, Wendy Consulting.
Welcome.
Hey.
Hi. My name is Wendy White. This is Wendy with an I podcast powered by Wendy Consulting LLC. Hi, I have a special guest with me, and she is one of my favorite people because she was my first partnership.
Yeah.
Her name is Markeisha Harris /Minor, and she is the owner and operator of Blocal, which has been going on for about 10 months. It is a directory for African American businesses, and we'll get a little bit more into what it actually is after we do the introduction. And then she also has the Dreamcatcher Network LLC that she's had for about 2 years, which, we'll get into that as well so she can explain that to you and give you some information. She hails from VCU Rams. She is from Richmond, so we're not going to hold it against her that she went to VCU because, it's the PWI. We're not going to hold that against her.
Don't,
so.
Please.
So we're not going to hold that against her. I wanted to introduce you to Markeisha Harris Minor, excuse me. And, like I told her, the way we start the show is I like to do an inspirational quote for the day. And because Markeisha is in tech, and, when you hear about Blocal, you'll understand why, because this is technology. It's an app that she uses for businesses and for consumers to look at. So she is in tech. So I found a quote by Erin Teague. She's the director of, I don't know if she's currently is or was, because I'm trying to see how old this is from, because this is, Google. She was the director of product at Yahoo, and she said, recognize and embrace your uniqueness. I don't think that the ratios are going to change anytime soon, but I don't think it has to be a disadvantage. Being a black woman, being a woman in general, on a team of all men means that you are going to have a unique voice. It's important to embrace that.
Amen to that.
And I think that's perfect because you know what I will say, because I grew up in agricultural, my background, I worked for a lot of plants, and I was usually the only female in there. So I would have to be because I already have a type A personality. I'm sure you're already aware of that. And so when I'm talking to these men, I'm very aggressive because you have to be, because you have to be able to hold your own. And they knew, I used to give them a look like, who is you talking to? Like, you have to check a man, because I'm not a man. Don't talk to me like that. And they knew not to curse at me. Like, I used to tell them, you need to have a regular conversation. Don't be cursing at me. Show a level of respect. Y'all can curse at each other, but don't curse at me. So, it was just like laying out those ground rules. And so now owning my own business, I think that people are impressed with how I guess I come off as very aggressive and fiery. But when you come from a background of all men and working in a plant, I have no choice because that's what I saw all the time. So
Right. I think, when a lot of people see that, that's what they relate to being confident as well. And sometimes it's a thin line between being aggressive and a confident woman.
But what's wrong with being confident? I think that there's nothing more dangerous than an African American woman who has self-esteem, because you can't tell her nothing.
You're right about that.
I'm not cute.
You are right about that. Yeah.
I can.
From the moment she wakes up in the morning,
Black women,
but we need that.
Black women are one of the largest minority groups of people that have entrepreneurs and have their own business and have masters and above. You can't tell no black woman with confidence or self-esteem that she can't achieve anything that she wants, and I think that's intimidating to some people.
Yes.
Because they can't. So I'm going to segue from that into Blocal and Dreamcatcher's Network, because I say that because if you can't tell, Markeisha's young. She's a very cute girl. Well, not cute. She's a beautiful girl, and she's young. And so when she told me her age, I was like, "Oh my God, I feel so old. I feel like a big sister."
You're not that much older than me,
I'm not, but I am mindset, because you're still really, really sweet, and I gotta break that. I need you to be on it, because you are. First of all, you cute. You're young. You have that business mindset. And I need men to know not to try you, because I feel like, and when you're a black female in any type of industry, and you have to go in and do interviews or talk to people, men will try you if you're cute. They'll be like, oh, let's go get lunch, or you want to do this. And while women are like, that's cool, as long as we don't do the business part of it, we can do whatever, because we more so are about the business.
I would say definitely that I can hold my own, when it comes to that. But I know, so I was just having a conversation yesterday with somebody, and they were saying the same thing to me. And one thing, I'm trying to figure out that balance. Because I feel like sometimes when it comes to that spunk Not necessarily the confidence, but just the spunk. Because I do, I know I have
the
level of the confidence. But that spunk, if you don't have
that.
it, it's not something you can just acquire overnight.
What is your sign?
Libra.
Oh, girl, yes. Listen.
So, what, that explains it all?
Yeah, because you just said balance. Libras are balanced. Think about the Libra scales. Libras like balance. But the one thing about Libras that I always love is they don't take anything at face value and they question everything.
Not. Yeah.
But they'll also read the room. They'll sit back and be quiet and just watch everything that's happening
You're
around
telling
them.
my whole life. I had somebody that was looking at me at an event, and they pointed me out, and they was like, I'm going to call you the watchman, because you're just looking around.
Listen,
I
mean, just trying to peep
I
the scene. Libras like to
get a feel.
They like to see they like to read the room. They like to see who's in there. They like to see how people are interacting. And that is perfect when you're like somebody like you, when you are looking to network, Blocal and Dreamcatchers Network. So with that said, can you give us an introduction into the dope app, because I'm on it.
Yes.
I'm on it.
Yes.
I've been trying to get people on it. I'm trying to get people on it early because this thing is about to take off. This girl done been on Michael Basin's. She gonna be on the Breakfast Club sometime soon.
Girl, claiming it.
We gonna speak it.
Claiming it very soon.
We're gonna speak it. She's gonna be on all mainstreams. We can go and say DL Hughley. We can say them all.
Yeah, go ahead and put them out there. You know what? I'm coming for Oprah.
Yes.
Steve Harvey.
Yes.
All of them. I don't know what Oprah doing
Ricky.
these days. I know she
does like the podcast. Then she still doing Soulful Sundays. I don't know.
I think
she.
You know what? I'm not sure. I need to keep up with her. Because if I'm gonna be on there, I need to know what's going on.
Ooh,
but no shots, anything, Oprah. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get with you. I'm gonna keep up.
So this is a sidebar. So when I was in the Newport News podcast studio, they had like cucumber and like orange water. This is cucumber and lime water, so it's really good.
That sounds good.
Yes, it is. It's really refreshing.
I was about to say refreshing. That cucumber, anything with cucumber.
Gather better have this infused water. It's really good. It's good. But
it is.
Yeah, so we're gonna speak all those things into existence because Markeisha is on the rise. Like we're catching her in the early stages. I just told you that Blocal just started 10 months ago, so she is it's only up.
Exactly.
She's only up. You're gonna see. I'm telling you, you see this face right now. In a couple years, you're going to see her all the time, and she's gonna be at the like Grammys and all those like award shows and all that stuff. Because you are going to be that person.
Yeah.
You are going to be somebody who created a digital Greenbook.
Right.
If people seen Greenbook. Okay. If you
y'all need to. We'll let you know what it is. We'll let you know what it is.
You have to. I'm gonna say you gotta come on now. So without further ado, please explain your businesses to us because I'm excited. And leave the earring out.
Right, I'm gonna leave it off. And this, I wasn't even thinking. I got my little bun on today. But all right, let me let you all know about Blocal Search. So Blocal Search is a nationwide directory and app for locating Black-owned businesses, and this is all across the country. As Wendy was letting you know, I created this app back in December, and I'm gonna give you a little backstory about that. But I want you to know what's going on with Blocal. Why it's so important to be able to join, and for consumers, what you're getting from using the app. So I'm excited to say it's been over 15,000 downloads. I have over 4,000 businesses that are listed. 4,000 businesses. Yes. There are businesses listed in 35 states. So I'm coming
How
for
many?
35.
Wait, it's only 50 states.
I'm coming for the other 15.
What?
I'm coming for the other 15.
And what about DC? Because they trying to make DC a state. Is DC, you got DC?
You know what?
Up there?
DC is in there, so I guess if you want to count it, we can say 36.
So you got 36.
36. Look, you just got me one more.
Listen, girl, you better put it on there.
Right, I gotta look every little thing.
The pitch gotta be updated and accurate because you can be adding states on a daily basis. You need to be like, we're at 40 out of 50.
You're right. And I need to check for this week because it could be up for all I know, especially since I have my ambassador program going right now. I have so much to tell y'all, so let me back up. I'm gonna back up to how Blocal Search all came to fruition. So as you also have heard from Wendy, I have the Dreamcatcher Network, which is my consulting agency. So this was a consulting agency that I got started 2 years ago. I began my path as an entrepreneur. I left my background of mental health. That's what I went to school for. I have my bachelor's degree in psychology. So,
and that psychology degree, make sure you expand on that because that's kind of like what you use for marketing. Because marketing is nothing but mind.
Exactly.
And you have the psychology to play with that.
Yeah,
so.
It really is, and I learned so much from that. With Jay, with my social media marketer, because he has the same background, and he's always just talking about the marketing piece, making sure you're connecting with people. But yeah, so I was doing mental health, got burnt out. that field is, it can
It's
be a
intense.
lot. It's intense.
It's rewardful that when I talk to people who do social work and stuff, but it's a lot. Because you're taking on so many different people, spiritual things, and
everything.
You're like, it's overwhelming.
It is. It's very overwhelming. I made it 5 years.
That's a milestone. Great.
Yeah.
Hey, 5 years is a long time.
Yeah,
it is.
It is.
Awesome.
It is. You need to count that like dog years.
Yes,
or something.
I was just about to say that, like 5 years. Great.
5 years, yeah. So, I was doing that, and I knew my passion has always been helping people. It's always been if somebody needs something, if, somebody's trying to do something, if somebody needs to get something done, whatever, I find myself being that person like, okay, let's do it. So that's how the business consulting came about, because it started with resumes. I was doing a lot of people's resumes. My biggest feat was when I was helping a family friend. She wanted to publish her books. She let me know that it was a book that she had written a few books and just had all the manuscripts. She's had it for years and years and never was able to find somebody to help her with it.
And so you helped her with
I helped her. I let her know you got the right person today.
Every time I talk to Markeisha, she has something else under her belt. I didn't know her I don't know how long we've known each other. I feel like I've known her all my life, or at least years, because when we talked multiple times before we actually met. So when I met her, I was like, I feel like I already know you. But every time I talk to her, I learn something new that she has put her hands in. Like, she's so diverse, because when you are a black woman with confidence,
you do it all. Yeah.
You are a jack of all trades.
Yes,
you
the world is your oyster. You can do it all. Look, I was... I'm not going to get sidetracked. We're gonna stay on track. We're going to stay on track. I got stories for days. But, so that was honestly the client that made me start Dreamcatcher.
Okay. So
that's what pushed me.
A little bit of inspiration.
It was a little bit of inspiration, because like, you know what? Because like I said, it was a family friend, and I was doing a lot of work for her. I don't even think I've ever told her this story. So, I was just sitting one day, and I was thinking, like, you know what? It was on my heart that I should start charging her. It sounds crazy. Okay.
Don't you always feel bad it's so crazy. I've had clients been doing their taxes for like over 10 years, and I only charge them like a couple $20, like $40, because I have been doing their stuff so long. But like, they don't understand what I'm really charging these days.
Yes.
And so I was able to push most of them up to like my basic amount that I was doing when I first started, because I charge more now. But I felt bad, because I was like, well, y'all have always just paid me like $20, $30, and now I'm asking for like $80, and so I felt bad.
And so it's different. Yeah, and that's how I felt, because I was just thinking about, she helped me through a lot of things, which is there, part of my support system. And I'm just like, you know what? How am I going to ask her to pay me? So I'll never forget, I'm just thinking about this, because we started doing a lot. We got our first book published. I edited it, linktr.ee. We were doing a lot. And I will never forget the day when I worked up the courage. I'm like, I'm going to have this conversation with her. She came to me and she was like, you know what? I'm going to start paying you.
See how God, look how God works.
Look at him.
Look how God works. God be giving you confirmations to let you know, just continue that path.
Yes. I think, because we were talking about, just having that oomph and that confidence. I think he at least wanted me to be there to be able to ask and be able to know my worth and be able to ask somebody like, hey, I'm doing this for you. This is what I deserve. And once I got there, he just made it easy. He opened the door. I just had to walk right through.
I know that's right.
So,
and you've been taking off since. What are some things that you do with Dreamcatchers? Like, so you're doing resumes?
I don't do that anymore, because that's kind of...
She like, listen,
it's not like that. I don't do that. I'll do it here and there, because the one thing that I've been mindful of is, my time and the things that I'm doing. And so I do just try to look like larger scale, what I'm able to do. I do have high hopes of being able to bring people on as consultants.
Yes, not high hopes. Mm-hmm. You will be bringing.
I will, yeah. Let me say soon. I just say high hopes of doing that soon.
You gotta speak that into it, so speak to its existence, so that it can be manifested.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely going to come, especially with the packages that I have coming now, and I'm gonna get into all that. But I'm just letting you all know that's how Blocal Search started, because I was working with my different clients. The majority of them were all African American. And they had some amazing products, services, businesses. They were just doing it all, and the common need that I saw with them is that they needed exposure. People needed to know that they were out there. People needed to be able to use their services, be able to find them, all of that all in one. Because one thing I saw that I was doing is I was linking them to each other. So if I had somebody that needed to get headshots.
Okay, so you had a photographer.
I had a photographer,
like
media specialist.
A wedding planner.
I didn't know any wedding planners, but I knew a fashion designer. Yeah, I knew a fashion designer. I'm just thinking about those that I was helping them with different things, and I was like, oh, I know this person, I know that person. Because at one point I had my client, she needed a video done. I knew somebody needed a website design, logos.
So you knew like a videographer and somebody that does
website design. I knew the photographer, and I knew the fashion designer.
And normally that's how it is. So my photographer, who is Felicia, I love her to pieces. I actually went to her and I was like, hey, do you know somebody who does websites? Because at first I thought because I saw her website, I was like, hey, you do my website? She's like, I did mine, but I did it just pictures. You need somebody who can actually do the different applications. She was like, I have somebody for you. Normally word of mouth is what generally gets you business. And see, people think that word of mouth is still that old school Flintstone thing, but it's not. Like people, when you do good business and you're professional, people remember that. That's how you get repeat clients and even clients that will talk about you for free. Right. They'll see you somewhere and be like, do you know Markeisha? Oh my gosh, she has the dopest app. Like they'll just talk about you and it's just free publicity that you're not even asking for. Exactly. So you have Dreamcatchers Network. Tell me about Blocal, because Blocal just came about 10 months ago. So what is
it just
Blocal?
Came about 10 months. How it came about was from me linking those different businesses to each other. And at first it was going to be a network. I wanted to be able to do business to business work. So from there I was like, you know what? No, let's open this up to consumers. So that's where the idea for the directory came. And that's what Blocal Search is. It's a directory for Black-owned businesses, all housed in one place, so that I'm not that resource.
So you ain't got to go to Google, or every time you go somewhere, go to Google or go to Yahoo or ask a family friend, where is this at? What's a good place to eat at? Right. You know that, normally any Black place, like, because for example, we have Kroger Spot here. Kroger Spot is a Richmond staple. I ate it so much here, it's not any big deal to me, but I'll plug Mama J's and Kroger Spot.
Oh yeah, Southern Kitchen. Yes,
there's
so many.
Yes, all those Black-owned locations that are so good in Richmond that people don't even realize are even Black-owned, because they're not. They just, I don't know. I feel like we have stuff in Richmond, because one of the things that's really good about Richmond is they do a lot of festivals. And I don't know. So you grew up with the festivals, and so they have, like, did you see the Black one? They have like a Black-owned restaurant festival or something like that.
Restaurant week, yeah.
And that's where people kind of get exposed, because I got exposed at Broad Appetit. So when Broad Appetit started, that's when you started seeing all these all of these. I mean, I'm talking about restaurants from all over. Yeah. And I like that because you can sample them. It's kind of like similar where you're going around and you're tasting it and you're learning about them. And so that's what Blocal reminded me of, because when you go onto the website, because you need to download it, go to the app stores. You got Apple and
Google. Yes, it's in both. Look up Blocal Search, you'll be able to download it.
Yes, and it's a free download. And when you download it, you're able to type in, like, if you need a handyman, type in handyman. If you need an accountant, hi, you type my name and type in an accountant or finance, that will pull up. It'll pull up based on the area that you're in. And also you can open it up, so you may have some people that are in multiple states, right? And so their information will be generated so that you can see it. I have gotten several calls from people who just tell me, I found you on Blocal. And so it's definitely like, it's one of those things where, why wouldn't you pay for it? Right. You can deduct marketing off of your expenses when you file your taxes, so why wouldn't you pay for quality marketing? Because like I always tell people, when you're going to pay for marketing, make sure the marketing makes sense. Don't be throwing your money into things that you don't see a benefit from. But if you know that you have this on Blocal, and if you had it on it for a month, and you got about 5 to 10 calls based off of that,
you've paid for it.
You've paid for it. And you've gotten like a customer that you could potentially make even more money with. I think about like our lives that we do on Wendy Wednesday, because we're going to wrap up in a little bit because we got to get ready for Wendy Wednesday. But I think about that and how, like, last week, just us talking about LLCs and not foundations, because we want to talk about that today. The LLCs, the S Corps. I got 4 new clients potentially that set up appointments. And it's just like, just off of having conversations. So it's like, that's what marketing is, like doing lives, because people don't realize you might only have like 10 people on the live, but when it back plays, because people are doing things at their own leisure, you might have somebody listen to lives on their way to work or at lunch or at the gym. You can, we be having like over 1,000 people sometimes. That look
with the views, because a lot of them, they save it, and then of course with the hashtags, I'm getting to look into the marketing thing. So look, everybody, also make sure you reach out, because one thing that I do with Black-owned businesses is make sure you're developing your business as well, because you can have the most amazing products and the most amazing service, but if you don't have the behind the scene things in place, then you may or may not be as successful. So it's all about that marketing piece as well, and that's something that I make sure that I do with our lives when we repost them to the page. I make sure I have the hashtags, the wording, catching people's attention.
And we do, like, we try to make sure we pin it, and because I Okay, so today was going to be fun when we do the live. I'll actually be able to see the questions. I'll have the Instagram up so I can see the questions. I'll be on the screen like, what? Like,
I know,
and the stuff be coming so fast. I'll be like, who said? Like, I can't even see because it's happening so fast.
Yes.
But today I'm a little bit organized. I said we got to start coming into the studio and doing this because it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah.
So when we have some free time, just come up here for like 20 minutes and tape. So, okay, so I know we are almost getting ready to go on our live, but I kind of wanted to see, like, you know, one of the questions that I always ask people that come on, the guests or the entrepreneurs, what inspired you? Like, what made you say, you know what, social work, like, I know you have, like, what's your story that you told about helping your family member with the book, but I'm talking about, like, what was that push though? Like, was it your faith? Was it you had a good tribe behind you? Was it your parents? Was it just your inner self that was like, I know that I can want to create something? Like, what was that motivational piece, the aspect for you to want to become an entrepreneur, businesswoman?
Just the need. One thing that I know about myself is that I'm a problem solver.
Okay.
I'm always solution focused, and it's mainly just because I like to see people happy. You know, I know happy is like, you know, it's a general term. Sometimes it's loaded, but I just like to see people content. You know, so when it comes to when I would see these Black-owned businesses, there's a lot of need there. When I see the education needs to be there, whether it's on the consumer side or the business side, I just saw an area of opportunity that needed to be addressed. So the problem solver in me came out because I always just like for things to be right. I like for things to be copacetic. Okay. That was my push. And, you know, when I saw I could help people, I'm good at it. Whatever it is that they need done, if I can't do it, then I'll definitely find somebody who can. And when I saw it was something larger than that, like, okay, people need more than just me providing consulting service. Like, they need to, you know, they need a resource.
But you know what's really cool though? Like, you have to tell them though, like, it's beyond just putting it up there. Like, you will answer like questions for them. You'll you'll follow back up with them like when they get a bad complaint or like a star. You know, you're giving quality service.
I do a lot. I do so much.
Make sure you expand on that. Let them know it's you can be like, when you think about a price, y'all got to look at the big aspects of it. She provides a excellent service for the price that she does, because it's beyond just having to listen with your phone number. She does behind the scenes stuff that she's about to tell y'all about.
Let me try to fit this all in, because look, Wendy's gonna have to have me on here again, because
I know we did it real quick. I told her it was only gonna be like a 30-minute show because of our timing, because we got to do Wendy Wednesdays early today. So.
Yeah, but I'll be back on. I'll definitely come back on one day, but let me go ahead and try to fit all this in, because I be doing a lot. I'm not saying I'm trying to toot my own horn or anything.
No, man.
But let me toot this horn.
I need you to do a slight flex. It's time to be obnoxious, and it's time to toot your own horn, honey. You do a lot.
All right, let's do this. Okay, then. All right, so for my business owners, you know, you get your package, you get listed with Blocal. If you're doing this with the premium listing, you reach out to me. I mean, you can have the opportunity to do a live. If you're looking for assistance when it comes to your posts, I've had several businesses that reach out to me. They're like, hey, I want to be able to get more exposure. They'll want to get in front of the audience with Blocal. Blocal now, the IG page now has 17,000 followers. So definitely a great reach, and this is all across the country. So if you have a product, you have a service, you want people to see it, you know, reach out to me. I do courtesy posts. I also have, you know, paid posts where we'll work together. We'll get you branded. We'll work on the marketing. We'll do all of those things.
Because real quick, explain what a paid post is, because people don't understand. Like, you can do you can promote yourself like on Instagram or Facebook, and it's really not as expensive as you think.
No.
It really helps because you get that click where people can go in and explore your page and see if they're interested in what you're selling.
Exactly. And what I'll say, so as far as with my paid posts, so this is something different from if you're just paying through Instagram. I have different packages, and you can reach out to me, Blocal search on Instagram, and I can be able to share that information with you. But as far as with the paid posts, basically you're providing that fee. We're working together to get your post, get it branded, get the wording right. It's a lot of tips and tricks I've learned from my social media marketer. And, you know, we're going to get you right to make sure that people are seeing it, because we all know that Instagram has those funny algorithms. We also know that, you know, when it comes to pages, I will say those that already kind of have that following, they do get the upper hand. And what I've noticed is with Instagram is tiers. And one thing I don't mind doing is using my platform for other people to be able to progress. So that's something that I do on my end.
Isn't that just a blessing to have somebody
Yeah.
who is okay with pulling people up with them and not just trying to leave people at the
you don't
bottom?
see that a lot.
Yeah,
and
you
especially when it comes to something like that, I do want to throw out there. So for those that are getting listed, I definitely want to make sure that you get listed. You can do that by going to the website, www.blocalsearch.com. After you get listed, I do courtesy story posts for free. So once you get that done, reach out to me. We can take care of that. We can get you posted, make sure the people know what it is that you offer. Lots of times, if I see you have a product that, just catches my eye and I like it, I'm always willing to support. I try it out. I post about it. I know Wendy could tell you, I know she's seen lots of posts with me having different products, or,
Girl,
if I'm using service. I be out here.
What was the one, the bath bar, the shower bar?
Bliss.
Yeah, girl.
Bliss.
I need to order some more from them. I've already used them. And I had like the lemon,
the lemon shower
yes,
steamer.
Girl,
yes. Isn't it great?
That thing was life. And it was only like, I don't know if it was like $7 or $10. But, and she's a local Richmond.
No, Bliss, she's from, she's not from Virginia. She's from, Georgia, South Carolina, somewhere down south.
Oh my God, that stuff came so fast. I thought she was local.
She's on it.
Oh, my bad. I thought she was like, it literally came like 2 days after I ordered it.
She is on it. She is on it. I love her, and I love her customer service.
Shout out.
Yes, Bliss Bar Company. Yes. Bliss Bar Company. She has a spinach soap bar. I've been meaning to order and try out. I haven't gotten around to it, but this is my reminder to do so. But her shower steamers, they're the best. So just like how we're having this conversation.
We'll definitely have her. Like, I'll make sure I have Markeisha's local information in there, and I'll have Bliss's as well, because we like to promote Black business. Matter of fact, let me promote something. I have on workout attire.
Who you wearing?
I am wearing one of my clients. Attire. Her name is Jay Kitchens, and she's actually based out of Atlanta. She's my line sister, so I'm a little biased to her.
Okay.
But she has let me make sure I say it right. It's a yoga. She owns a yoga. Like, she does yoga and she does a clothing line with it. And I was trying to make sure that I had it right in here, and I thought that I wrote. It was called shop.firefitfashion on Instagram.
Okay.
So it's shop.firefitfashion, and I'll have it in there. But I mean, quality workout clothes. I'm talking about I am snatched, honey, and this wasn't even expensive. And I feel like if I can go to Nike and buy it, why would I not want to put money back into a Black person who's doing it rather than putting money in Nike?
You know what? And I just want to share
no shade to Nike, because they do be a little.
Oh yeah, they come through.
But I'm just saying, Nike been getting money for years.
Exactly.
So
it's time to support Black. It's time to support Black owned. Black owned businesses didn't just show up overnight. But what we need to do is to make sure that we're living a lifestyle. That's been, my main focus with Blocal right now, is making sure that people are looking at what they use every day. Like when it comes to talking about the shower steamers, I know I switched my toothpaste, my mouthwash, my toothbrush.
I just switched my detergent.
My body wash. Yes.
So
do you use True products?
Yes.
Yep, I use True products.
Just
doing laundry last night.
And True does it through Amazon, which makes it even better, because I ain't got to pay for the shipping. I ain't got to pay for the shipping. So I have the one that's like the little plastic container that you pour it in, because it's concentrated, and clothes be lit. Okay.
Yes.
And it's a nice little smell. Yeah, it's not, and I don't like scents, and it's not overbearing or anything. So
not at all.
It was so funny, because I told my mom, I was like, Mommy, when I run out of this Tide, I'm gonna switch to True, because I've been wanting to try it, but I just keep forgetting to order it.
That's what I encourage people to do. You don't have to go through all the products that you have, but as you start to run out,
transition.
Get on Blocal search and find out what you can use to replace.
And even more though, because like I said, Markeisha has like nail people, hair. My whole squad is Black, and I am not trying to be funny, but it's important to support your own. My nail, my eyebrows, my lashes, my hair, my massage, my feet, everything is Black, and that's important because. And I ain't trying to be funny, but a Black person, especially a Black woman, gonna make sure another Black woman looks good.
Oh yeah.
So why wouldn't I? Or even a Black male, they want a Black woman to look good. So why wouldn't you support them, especially if they're good? Like, you and I know. I mean, Lanice is your family, but Lanice. The fact that Lanice starts on time, blew my mind.
Oh, because girl, she will get on her people.
I've been trying to switch, because my hairstylist, shout out to Erin, she's been doing my hair since I was like 13. I was driving all the way to Newport News for Erin to do my hair, because I could not find anybody. And I'm like one of those people who has time conscious. And when I tell you, I know I can have an appointment with Lanice at 4 and know I can be at a meeting at 5:30, because she's that quick. So, you want to promote quality people.
Always.
And that's what what I loved when I first talked to you. I got such a good spirit and vibe from you. I didn't even know you, but when you said, "Can you partner with me on this ebook?" and we hadn't even signed any. We didn't do anything.
Yes.
But it was just so. I know that was really loud. Was that you?
Mine's on silent.
Oh, it might be. I don't know what that is.
But
It's a nice start because we gotta get off. But
I know.
I enjoy you, Markeisha. I tell you, you're gonna be like my little sister. You have so much potential, and it is only up for here. And we're gonna have to come back because we definitely didn't have enough time to really go into detail.
We'll have only to scratch the surface.
Yes, so you'll definitely have to come back for the second season. So I will close us out on this. I'm Wendy White. This is Wendy with an I podcast, powered by Wendy Consulting LLC. You can go to www.wendyconsulting.com. I'm currently still taking clients, but it is getting a little tight now because, like I told you, I keep getting like 4 and 5 people that are hitting me up. I have a number which is 34, which is symbolic. It's my line number, but 34 is where I'm stopping with clients, and to make sure that I can.
Yeah, everybody gets the attention
because it's not about quantity; it's about quality.
Yes, most definitely.
I'm gonna cap it off at 34, and then open it back up when I feel like I can maintain all 34 of those people. So. I just want to say thank you again for coming. We're actually going to sign off on this and go to Wendy with an Wendy Wednesday. And so thank you guys, and thank you for listening.
Let me guess, you try and stack a few dollars. You ain't trying to blow it all. You need financial knowledge. Need some tips on your taxes, so the IRS ain't bending you backwards. Well, you're in luck. You're tuned into the master, Wendy Consulting.